Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Mayhem, exclusively on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It is Google MF Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Floyo, Michael Bullock, and Dee Dee Woodson. Guys, we're just gonna dive right on. Okay, I'm gonna hold because there is a minute that we needed to talk about. First off, we want to give our thoughts and prayers out tonight to two individuals that passed away um, recently. The first is one of the lead writers for 411mania.com, Larry Zonka. He passed away on Monday out of nowhere, unexpectedly. He passed away. I don't know the age, but he was survived by a wife and a couple of kids. Larry Zonka was literally one of the need to know guys in the world of professional wrestling when it came to writing and everything else. Got a lot of access that not many organizations would like to get out. A lot of the writings that he did was mainly on reviews, either what we liked about the wrestling events or what we didn't like about the events. And then there was also some other, if there was ever any news in the world of professional wrestling, contracts, backstage stuff that really kind of opened the internet era. He was one of the first guys to do this. Back in the day, wrestling news was very rare. You probably got it from, like Pro Wrestling Illustrated or from Wrestling Observer, which was basically magazines. And then the era when they started shifting it into the internet and started doing more wrestling based news, this is where 411 Mania was one of the first companies in the world to start doing and covering not just WWE, but WCW, ECW, a lot of New Japan, All Japan stuff. And Larry Zonka was one of the pioneers and one of the first guys to actually do this. So his body of work was very substantial. I think Derek Ferreira even talked about his writings and what he talked his thoughts about New Japan was what made Ferreira a big fan of his for a number of years. So he will be definitely missed and appreciated. And then the other person, well, this one was a little too close to home for all of us. Shad Gaspard, formerly of Crime Time from WWE, passing away in a horrific situation. The first reports came out on Sunday in California that, Shad Gaspard basically got caught in an undertow and literally saved his 10-year-old son. They both were playing out in the beach in California, and then a huge wave as the sea started to get rough in California, and basically he got caught in an undertow, told the lifeguards, no, get my son, don't worry about me, save my son. And he went under, and after 2 days of searching by the Coast Guard, unfortunately, the report earlier this morning that Shad Gaspard's body was washed to shore in Venice, California, dead at the age of 39. Shad Gaspard was one of the driving forces of one of the most popular tag teams in WWE during I believe it was around the early 2010s era with JTG, Crime Time, one of the most popular tag teams around. Unfortunately, never really transpired and won any titles. They were more of a comedy act than anything else. However, they were very over with the WWE universe, especially with me and with some of my boys. We were definitely loving the antics of Crime Time. And it was definitely one of the more unique individuals. He was thinking about making a possible wrestling comeback, doing the indie scene than anything else. Already, people have talked about his valor, his hero things that he did, especially leading into what happened to him, which I totally agree. And many people has gone on record to say that Shad Gaspard should be the recipient of the Warrior Award. And I don't think there's really gonna be much of a debate on this one, ladies and gentlemen. Um, if he is the recipient of the Warrior Award posthumous, it would be the most deserving, I would say. Especially the actions that he did to try to save people's lives, especially his son's life, risking his own, to say the very least, is the true essence of a warrior, and definitely does deserve to be admired, appreciated, and honored. Even though he's no longer with us, he is a hero, and there's really nothing to add. Anthony Floyo, you can come on in. Just give me a quick thought.
Just to clarify, um, the Larry Zonka who passed away was not the NFL legend from the Miami Dolphins and the co-host of American Gladiators with Mike Adamle. Not that Larry Zonka. There was another Larry Zonka, and he was actually, I believe, he was the lead writer for 411mania.com, and a lot of our reviews, well, not a lot of our reviews, but we read. We would his reviews were always my go-to. You know, whether it was Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown, NXT. Well, he didn't really do NXT, but 205 Live, Impact Wrestling, and there was one other thing that he did that I loved, which was the pay-per-view roundtable. I mean, those pay-per-view preview roundtables were very informative. They were great reads, and I highly doubt they're going to continue that with his passing. So our thoughts and our prayers indeed go to Larry Zonka and his family and friends and all who got to work with him at 411mania.com. And Shad Gaspard, 39 years old. And MF, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, they didn't get to do the Hall of Fame ceremony yet. I mean, they didn't really announce the bulk of the inductees. They never announced the Warrior Award recipient. It's not too late. So if all goes well and we can, have this ceremony, which we should have had already, but if we have this ceremony, I agree with MF 100%. Shad Gaspard should be the hands down winner of the Warrior Award for his selfless act of heroism indeed. And now I'm going to be honest with you. I was not really a fan of the Crime Time tag team. I wasn't really feeling them. I didn't think they were going to amount to anything. But there was one standout moment for me when it comes to the Crime Time antics, and it was one that was actually funny. It was SummerSlam 2007 when Crime Time crashed the party in the McMahon office with the general managers, William Regal, Jonathan Coachman, Armando Estrada, Teddy Long, and during that whole Vince McMahon illegitimate son angle. I mean, when they did the money, yeah, and they did that little dance around him. I mean, that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And they'll best be known for that money, yeah. I mean, MF and I always had fun with that back in the day. And they turned him heel, didn't amount to anything. And, it is what it is. And, I may not have been a fan of the tag team, but, I'm definitely a fan of the man that he was, and to put his own life ahead of to put his son's life ahead of his own. I mean, if that doesn't if that doesn't call for here if that doesn't call for the term hero, I don't know what is. I mean, that's all there is to say on that. So, our thoughts and our prayers and our condolences to the family and the friends and all who got to work with Larry Zonka at 401mania.com and Shad Gaspard. You'll both be missed, and there's really nothing more to say on this. Michael Bullock, let's get your quick thoughts on the passing of Larry Zonka and Shad Gaspard, future Warrior Award recipient.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. I mean, yeah, I mean with Larry Zonka with what he did with 411 Mania was was good, and he got to the bottom of everything. And as far as Shad Gaspard, I mean, I really enjoyed the gimmick of Crime Time with I mean, yeah, his heel turn certainly didn't work well for me. So yeah, thoughts and prayers go out to both of them, both of their families and friends and loved ones. So, Dee Dee, quick thought.
Yeah, they're both going to be really missed. From what I understand, that they've set up a GoFundMe for Larry's daughters through 411 Mania. So I mean, you could go check that out. But I'm with Anthony. I'd go and check 411 Mania. As a backup, especially like tonight when you have two shows going. It's really hard to kind of focus on both shows. I would go to them to kind of read what maybe I missed on the show so that I could have something to judge when it came to that point. And so yeah, he's definitely going to be missed. He definitely got to the bottom of different things on the wrestling end. And as for Shad, oh, it's a very sad loss. So many wrestlers I've seen pop up on tweets and Instagrams and stuff, either with pictures with Shad and JTG, or messages to the family, just little things. He definitely was a hero, saving his son. Um, I guess my most memorable moment was probably one of the last ones when we saw him on TV when they were helping John Cena destroy JBL's car. That probably was my favorite episode or thing that they did. So yeah, it's definitely sad, and thoughts and prayers for both families. And there's not a whole lot you can say in either situation other than hats off to the both men, and hopefully one day we'll catch up again when we all get to that glory land. So it's yours, Fletch.
Well said, everybody. Thank you so much. And thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's been a trying night, and this has been a rough week for the world of professional wrestling. Um, from the two deaths to the dark side of the ring. I mean, it's been a rough 72 hours of professional wrestling. Um, and hopefully tonight we'll be able to turn the corner, and we do got something to definitely look forward to. We got AEW, the go home show for Double or Nothing, and then of course we also got NXT. So hopefully you guys will hang with us and enjoy it and be entertained. We do start off as always with AEW Dynamite once again from the Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. And we started it off with the Exalted One, Brody Lee, cutting a promo. And then It leads to the first fight of the night. The Dark Order 10 going one-on-one with AEW World Champion Jon Moxley. Zero F's given and zero F's were given as Jon Moxley wins the match. 4 minutes and 42 seconds. Good fight, good match, solid fight, good start to the show. A little short though. I was a little disappointed. I really thought it was going to be a longer fight, but it is what it is. It's a fine battle. I could give this at least 2.5 stars. I mean, like I said, I re- uh, I thought it was going to be a lot more longer. And Anthony, I'm just gonna give it to you. So Anthony, it's yours.
Well, I'll tell you, MF. The promo Brody Lee delivered was good and contained more words than he spoke during the last few years of his WWE career combined. He was a good choice to name as the leader of Dark Order, especially since it wasn't really going anywhere with Evil Uno at the helm. The jobber got in more offense than expected, but it did not hinder the match. He had a good physique and moved around the ring well. So seeing him hit a few nice moves didn't really hurt Moxley in the slightest. There was nothing special about the match itself. It was what happened before and after that added to the ongoing storylines. So that's really all there is to say on that. So Saturday night, the main event of Double or Nothing. Jon Moxley, Mr. Brody Lee for the AEW World Championship. Moxley is technically the title holder, but Brody Lee and his goons stole the belt. I think we all know how this is going to play out, but we'll get more into that on Friday night. But for right now, I agree with MF. It's a 2.5-star match. So nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, not a bad outing for a member of the Dark Order.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it wasn't a bad outing at all. I mean, the match was short, but I thought both guys, turned in a really good match. I'll give it 2.5 stars as well. The promo I thought was good. I mean, and obviously with the victory by Jon Moxley, you want to give him momentum going into that AEW title defense against Mr. Brody Lee. So yeah, there's really nothing more that needs to be said. Dee Dee, what's in yours?
Yeah, I can agree with the rating. I mean, this was just a really good match for this guy kind of being the jobber to Moxley. So yeah, I don't have anything negative to say about it. It was a good storyline builder to the pay per view. So it's yours, Fletch.
Next up, we had was MJF going one-on-one with Marco Stunt. MJF wins the match in roughly 5 minutes. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
I'm going to give it 2.5 again. This was one of Stunt's best performances to date. MJF, love him or hate him, even though we all hate his guts. MJF helped make him look good during the moments when he was in control. This was a solid match from start to finish. Wardlow is an intimidating presence, and it would be a lot of fun to see what he could do against someone like the Luchasaurus. They are two of the only big men in AEW, so seeing them in a Haas fight would be a rare treat for AEW. MJF versus Jungle Boy should have been built up more than it has been, but given the current circumstances, AEW did the best it could. Now, I'm going to go on the record here. I think come Saturday night, we could be looking at a potential show stealer. So read into that what you will. So I'm going to give this a solid 2.5 for the effort. So Michael Bullock, I mean, another predictable outcome, but still give credit to Marco Stunt, just like we have to give credit to that Dark Order member against the champ.
Yeah, another 2.5-star match. I mean, this I think it's definitely got to be Marco Stunt's best performance since being on the AEW roster. So obviously, you want to give MJF some momentum going into his match at Double or Nothing. So yeah, I got to say about it. So Dee Dee, what's in it's yours?
Definitely 2.5 star fight. Marco, there's one saying that we say around our house a lot, which is dynamite comes in small packages, and Marco is definitely one of those type of small packages that has a lot of dynamite in them, and he really did do a very good job tonight, and yeah, he MJF did make him look really good tonight in this match. So yeah, not much more I'm going to add. It's yours, Fletch.
All right. Next up, we had was a promo that was conducted by our good friend Tony Schiavone, Arn Anderson, and Jake the Snake Roberts. Michael Bullock, oh my, the meeting of the minds. The two managers representing both men, Arn Anderson for Cody, Jake the Snake, of course, uh, representing Lance Archer. But on top of that, the talk of Iron Mike Tyson. And yes, he will be there on Saturday to present the AEW TNT title to the winner.
Yeah, boy, oh boy. I mean, I can't wait to see that happen. With the Mike Tyson basically being there. So yeah. So as far as this goes, I mean, this was a well. Give me just a minute. I'm trying to. Yeah, you knew that there was going to be uh, back and forth going on with these two. I mean, talking respective uh, about their respective rest who they're with. I mean, these two certainly go a long way, especially with their days in WWE. So yeah, I mean, Jake the Snake, of course, his promos are always well, yeah. I mean, it leaves you like cringing a little bit with some of the things he'll say. And Arn Anderson trying to defend the honor of Cody. So yeah, I mean this. I'll tell you what, guys. Out of all the matches on, out of all the matches that's part of Double or Nothing, this is the one I'm gonna have the most vested interest in because of the thing is, this has become personal with Cody and Lance Archer. Jake the Snake is the one who fired the shot, basically bringing Brandy Rhodes into this, and then that disgusting stunt that Jake did with that snake on Brandy Rhodes I think it was a week or two ago. That really left me cringing. So yeah, I cannot wait to see this come down. And yeah, there's really nothing more to say. Dee Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, this was a very well done promo. Every time Jake comes to the table to do a promo, you can pretty much it's pretty much going to be a heel promo. It's going to be very much personal, attacking people, just, basically what he did tonight. Arn Anderson, he's a hard-nosed guy. He knows what he knows what he's doing. Comes from a really good family background in the business. So yeah, I can really see here, that these guys, they're laying it down. They were about ready to blow it out inside the ring. themselves. So yeah, I mean this was very well done. Good way of leading up for the pay per view, even though we it wasn't through the actually Cody and um, Archer, but this was a good way using basically you can say they're managers to do it, even though that's the word they were trying to avoid. So yeah, not much more I'm going to say. It's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, it was beautifully done. It was well done by both men. It wasn't perfect. I mean, there was a couple of moments where they kind of were a little rough around the edges, but it was still good. You know, it's good um to give them the freedom on to cut whatever they want to say and everything else. It was really good in certain areas, but boy, there was a couple of cringeworthy moments there as well on both guys. You I would probably say to try to stay on script, try to stay on the narrative is a little bit, but I thought they did fine. I thought Jake and Arn both did fine. So there's really not much of an argument. It wasn't like total trash. I would say if you're scaling this out of a 1 to 10, this was like a 7 on a promo. This was 7 out of 10. There was some good moments. I enjoyed it, but this was nowhere near perfect at all. So this was passable for me. They did a good job. Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah. Um, it was fine, but MF nailed it. Arn Anderson and Jake the Snake Roberts are both good on the mic, but this was not the amazing face-off between two legends that AEW wanted it to be. I mean, and the threat of physicality was empty because we all know Jake Roberts is not going to be taking a bump. But then again, Arn Anderson's not going to be taking a bump either. So I agree with everything MF said. I mean, if I was to give it a letter grade, I would give it a C plus, to be honest with you. I think that'd be fair enough. So solid, but it was not as overly spectacular as I know I was hoping it would be, even though it was awesome to see them. So
Yeah.
great nostalgia moment. So two men who never faced each other before. So read into that what you will. So nothing more to say. Let's move on.
Then we had Ray Phoenix go one-on-one with freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. Ray Phoenix wins the match in 10 minutes and 37 seconds. And Dee Woodson, it's all yours. And there was a moment in the fight where, oh my God, Ray. Bro, you almost... Whoa. It's yours, Dee. Dee?
Sorry, I stepped away for a minute.
Oh, that's okay. No problem. Ray Phoenix and Orange Cassidy.
That was one heck of a match. That was very well done. I really enjoyed it. I could hit this 4.5 to almost 5 stars. I mean, this was a really good match. I have nothing negative to say about it. It looked really good. So I'm going to toss it to you.
Very high rating for Dee Woodson, and you know what? Quite frankly, I can't really disagree with it. This was an excellent fight. You could probably call this possibly the fight of the night. So I mean, this was a great matchup, a one-on-one battle. I would probably say more in the way of that. This was kind of more of a. I want to say this was more in the way of a very good match. So great battle, great fight. Nothing more to say. I'll give this about 4. I think this is a good four-star fight. So Anthony, I give it to you.
3.5 to 4, I feel is the correct rating. I'm with MF. Ray Phoenix is incapable of having a bad match. Every single move he hits looks good. He is one of the most fluid performers on the entire roster. Cassidy showed a rare burst of aggression as he hit Phoenix with a series of high-flying moves. If anybody could bring the best out of Cassidy, it was going to be Phoenix. This is the kind of thing we need to start seeing from Cassidy more often. We have had more than a year to get to know him as a slacker. It's time we got to know him as a competitor. I.e., look at the match he had against Pac at Revolution. That's all there is to say on that. So, nothing more to say. 3.5 to 4. I think that's the correct rating for the match. I agree with MF on that one. It is the fight of the night, no doubt about it. So, nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. 4 stars as well when it comes to this match. Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing more to add. You guys pretty much touched on everything. Let's just move right along, Fletch.
All right, and with that said, we do indeed move along. And now we do come to the next part, which is a women's tag team fight, as it was Harushida and Chris Statlander. They went up against Nyla Rose, the AEW Women's Champion, and Dr. Britt Baker. And when it was all said and done, the heel team of Nyla Rose and Chris Statlander and Dr. Britt Baker, I should say, wins the match, as it was Rose pinning Harushida. It was Nyla Rose getting the Beast Bomb on Harushida for the 1-2-3. Chris Statlander was a hair too late to break up the 3 count. Man, what a match it was! But there was a little bit of a moment of concern. Dr. Britt Baker looked like she got hurt, guys. And even Nyla Rose took an awkward fall in the match as well. So, this is going to be interesting to watch. Hopefully, all the ladies did not get seriously hurt, and especially for Nyla Rose, because she's got to put her title on the line this Saturday night against Harushida. Hopefully she'll be all right, but we'll see. So this was about another 3-star fight, 3.5 stars, and Anthony, I give it to you.
3 to 3.5 stars. I agree with the grading. All 4 women had their individual moments to shine in this bout. Shida and Statlander worked better together as a team, but Rose and Baker played great heels. Both storylines received equal attention before these 4 competitors meet in 2 separate singles matches this Saturday night as part of Double or Nothing. The AEW women's division has been getting more attention recently, and the investment has been paying off. Shida has looked especially strong in recent weeks, while Baker's video packages have made her into the biggest villainess in the company. Now, I do have some news about what's going on here. You notice during the match, Statlander and Shida picked Rose up and threw her down on Baker, who was sitting in the corner of the ring, and Nyla Rose landed hard on Baker's knee, and she looked to be in pain instantly after taking the move. She was favoring the knee as she and Statlander continued to wrestle afterwards. Baker would not return to the match as the ringside physician checked on her. Baker could be seen being helped to the back after the bout. When it comes to Double or Nothing, Baker is scheduled to face Statlander, but if the injury is anything serious, that could change things up. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this, and we'll definitely, if we hear anything significant over the next couple of days or so, we'll definitely be sure to pass that on to you. But for right now, 3 to 3.5 stars is the correct rating for this match. Another one of the fights of the night. I agree 100% MF. So Bullock, a very good match here, but lover or hater, we definitely have to keep Britt Baker in our prayers. Hopefully that's not a legitimate injury, because if it is, that's a big blow to the women's division.
Yeah, 3 to 3.5 stars is my rating on the match. I mean, this was a good match here when it comes to these to these women. Yeah, I saw what happened, and I'm a little concerned for Dr. Britt Baker. So who knows what her condition will be come Saturday night when she faces off with Chris Statlander. I mean, if it's a really bad injury, then I say she's out. But we're gonna have to keep an eye on it throughout the remainder of the week. So more to say, Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, I can agree with the rating. It was a very good match, and it is heartbreaking that Brett got injured during the match. So yeah, definitely one of the top matches of the night. Not much more I'm going to add to it. So it's yours, Fletch.
All right, guys, and we go right into the main event of tonight's AEW Dynamite, and it is we got Matt Hardy going one on one with Sammy Guevara. Matt Hardy wins the match. 13 minutes, 25 seconds. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
Another 3.5-star match here. Hardy and Guevara worked well together. Hardy is used to working with high flyers, so he was able to keep up with Guevara throughout the bout. They were evenly matched for the most part. They may have a big gap in experience, but Guevara is ahead of the curve, so he didn't look outmatched by the veteran. The bout was good, and the brawl that followed did a very good job setting us up for the 10-man Stadium Stampede match they will have on Saturday night. And yes, it is confirmed that this match will take place within the confines of TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville, the home of the Jaguars. They're going to put a ring on the 50-yard line, and falls count anywhere. I think we got your show stealer for Saturday night, folks.
Dear Lord. Lord.
Forget the TNT final. Forget Moxley and Lee. Forget the casino ladder bout. And whatever else is on the card. Even that no count out, no DQ women's match with Shida and Rose. Oh no. This 10-man Stadium Stampede, with the way they're setting this up, anything less than 5 stars would be considered a disappointment, as far as I'm concerned.
You know, in that stadium there's a pool or a jacuzzi in that stadium.
Indeed.
I'm wondering if somebody's going to take a dip.
I think,
if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So think about that. Ponder over that over the next couple of days, and then we'll fully break it down on Friday night. But for right now, 3.5 stars, closed out what ended up being a very good go home double or nothing edition of AEW Dynamite. So nothing more to say. I mean, Michael Bullock, TIA Bank Field, get ready. A ring on the 50-yard line, and falls count anywhere. Show stealer.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a show stealer, and it is gonna be utter chaos come Saturday night. I mean, these two teams battling not only in the ring but within the context of the field. Wow, I can't wait. As far as the match goes, I agree. 3.5 stars. There's really nothing more to say. Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, I can agree with the rating. 3.5 stars. It definitely is leading up for that massive 10-man match that we have coming up Saturday. Definitely storyline building for that. It was just, perfect opportunity for Paige to return. Great to see both Bucks there. It was good. I mean, they did a great job, on that aftermath stuff. The match itself, was even really great. So I have nothing negative to say. It was Only I think the only negative I would have to say was Matt. Why did you bite his toes? Other than that,
Oh
I think.
my
Other than that, I
god!
think Fletch needs to sing the song that Matt sang it before the match started. So it's yours, Fletch.
I am not. I'm not going there. I'm leaving that alone. Um, biting his toes. God. Uh, Damascus. I mean, no, no. I'm leaving that alone. I'm not touching it. I don't want to. No, I'm leaving it alone. I'm not going there. I was thinking of something, and then I'm thinking, no, I don't want to go there. I could get myself in big time trouble with a lot of people. So no, I'm leaving it alone. I'm towing the line on this one. Um, Michael Bullock, kind of help me, please. Give me a quick thought on the AEW so I can set up for NXT.
Yeah, I'll take care of that for you, Fletch.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what to say after that, but I thought this was a very good um, go home to Double or Nothing edition of AEW Dynamite. I mean, you set the tone for all the matches that are going to be going down. I mean, with the AEW World Title, the um, I think the one that really uh, took me away was obviously the one match that everyone's going to be looking forward to. That match with the Elite and the Inner Circle going on all around the TIAA field in Jacksonville. That's something I'm really going to be looking forward to. So good night for AEW Dynamite to give people something to really look forward to Saturday night. So, Didi Woodson, it's yours.
He said he didn't want to touch it, and then he makes a pun with the word toe. So I would say he touched it anyway.
He didn't really go that much into it, so don't really get him going on it. So
I saw what you did there, Woodson. Okay, okay.
You said towing, so therefore you still mentioned it.
Well, there was something else I was gonna go, but I'll leave that alone.
Hey, the only thing I was saying was you always had the thing about singing the obsolete song. That's what I was trying to lead you into.
Yeah, but you kind of messed that up with the toe thing. That kind of screwed me over.
Oh well.
Anyway,
Anyway, this was a very well done show. Definitely storyline driven. Definitely pay per view driven. Definitely great lead ups for it. Uh, Definitely the biggest um, match of the night has to be the 10 man that they're going to do at the pay per view because that was probably the best lead up for it. Although the managers for Cody and Archer was really good too. So yeah, I have nothing really bad to say about it. I think I've already covered the one that kind of started all the fiasco tonight. So yeah, it's yours, Fletch.
yeah, no, good show, good AEW show. Lots, it was pretty solid. I think we can all agree with that. It really kind of, and it was a good footing that you guys had because of the fact that the show was solid, the show was good, the show was enjoyable, and now we're focused on Double or Nothing that will go down this Saturday night, and it's gonna be very telling what they're gonna bring to the table. The stadium fight is definitely got a lot of people very excited, and I think to see a fight like that in the stadium for the first time ever, we're just gonna have to wait and see how it plays out. So it's gonna be a good. It was good. It was solid. I think it was very enjoyable. There's really nothing more to add there. So With that said, Anthony, final thought, and then we'll get into NXT.
Great show tonight. I mean, that's a go-home show, folks. That's how you do it. Direction-driven, multiple stories, all leading to a big story Saturday night. And, you know, everything was good. I mean, I don't think there was one bad match on this show. The angle with Arn Anderson and Jake the Snake was well done as well. And, you know, everything came out solid to good to great. So, AEW, congratulations. I mean, that's how you build momentum. That's how you build momentum for Double or Nothing. And I got a good feeling about this show. I mean, if you thought Revolution was good, just wait till you see what Double or Nothing is going to have in store for us on come Saturday night. So, can't get here fast enough, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm ready to go. So, nothing more to say, MF. Let's get into NXT. 2 big cruiserweight tournament matches and a big-time grudge match in the women's division.
Oh, yeah, and we jumped it off with Karrion Kross. He went up against, let's see who he went up against. He went up against Liam. Kross wins the match in less than a minute in 50 seconds, but gets interrupted by the man, the Sicilian psychopath. Tommaso Ciampa showed up, and basically they cut it a promo. They both had their moments, and it went down. It's going down, guys. Welcome to the main event. Welcome to your nightmare. Kross versus Ciampa at In Your House. That's right, NXT TakeOver In Your House. Woo! Alright. The Kross versus Liam fight is a dud. It was way too short. It was nothing. We're gonna take that away. That doesn't matter. But when Ciampa showed up, the fun began. And, you know, I'll say this. Ciampa was nice. Talked about how, you know, all the greatness that he's done, all the stuff that's happened lately, and basically even Scarlett Bordeaux dared Ciampa to get in, and he did. And they said it. Take over In Your House, ending it by saying, welcome to the main event. Ooh. This was short. This was sweet. This was straight to the point. Kross looked great in dominating fashion. Ciampa and Kross, this is a first time. They've never faced off against each other. And let me tell you, Kross and Ciampa in that ring, we already know what Tommaso Ciampa brings to the table. Karrion Kross is really good. This is going to be a fight of the night. Like, I'm calling it right now. This could be fight of the night. And at least right now, I got 4 to 4.5 stars expectations. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to go 5 because 5, you got to really work for 5. But they could get 4, 4.5 easy. These two can go. Florio, the first match of NXT TakeOver In Your House announced, and oh my, what a matchup we got here.
I know what Kross can do. I mean, Impact Wrestling, anyone?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Killer Kross, I saw it. I mean, yeah. I mean, this was simple and to the point. Kross made quick work of another NXT enhancement talent before his feud with Ciampa reached its next stage. The Sicilian psychopath did not mince words. He simply set the stage for his revenge against a dangerous opponent. It will be interesting to see what Ciampa can do against Kross. Clearly, NXT wants to establish the big man, but he's going up against one of the elite in NXT. So take over in your house. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, we're gonna have some fun. There's no question about that. I mean, this is gonna be an MF special. You know what the MF specials are: hard hitting, smash mouth, physical. Basically, long story short, this is gonna be a man fight, and those are the matches that MF loves. So I think we're all going to be interested, but I think nobody's going to have a more vested interest in this bout more than Guru MF Michael Fletcher will come June 7th. So that's all there is to say on this. So Michael Bullock, get ready. Get ready. Tommaso Ciampa, carry on Cross. The Cross and the smoke show Scarlett Bordeaux can do.
Oh boy, this is definitely going to be one I'm definitely going to keep an eye on with these two. This isn't going to be a wrestling match. This is going to be a fight with these two, and yeah, this is going to sleeper fight of the night, maybe fight of the night contender for Takeover in your house. Man, I cannot wait to see this go down. So, Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be the fight of the night at the pay-per-view. I can't wait to see what these two can do. We all know what Ciampa can do. We remember all the matches between him and Gargano. Just imagine this. Now with Cross, it's going to be one heck of a main event. So, yeah, I have nothing else to say about it. It's yours, Fletch.
Then we have the first of the two major bouts. Anthony alluded to it earlier. We got it here. El Hijo de Fantasma versus Akira Tazawa. The winner of this bout wins Group B and moves on to the championship fight to determine the interim cruiserweight champion of the world. The winner of the bout in 8 minutes and 9 seconds. The winner of Group B is El Hijo de Fantasma. He knocks off Akira Tazawa due to the tie-breaking rules. El Hijo de Fantasma wins Group B. He moves on to the championship fight. Anthony Florio, my goodness.
I had a feeling. I mean, it was definitely. I don't know, but for right now, this was one of the best matches of the tournament by a solid margin. Tazawa and Fantasma got time and used it. In particular, the Luchador shined with his combination of power and speed. He has the size to deliver beyond the cruiserweight division, but a tournament win could be his big break early. It was a shame for the stamina monster to do so much and still fail at the finish line after years of misuse. But he will recover. Tazawa is too good not to get more opportunities. So, yeah, what a fantastic bout here, and made me very proud, as the cruiserweight guy for this, and put a rating on this. Wow. I'm gonna try my best. I think the correct rating for this is a solid 3. Solid 3 stars for me. So, nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, El Hijo del Fantasma, has advanced. He will be one of the competitors battling for the interim NXT Cruiserweight Championship.
Yeah, I mean, this was definitely a 3 to 3.25 star match for me. I mean, there's really nothing more to say. I mean, you pretty much touched on it. So, Dee Woodson, I'm just going to give it to you.
Yeah, it's a 3-star match. It was very well done for the cruiserweights. So I'm not going to add anything else to it. It's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This was a solid fight, 3 stars. There's really nothing more to add here. Next up, we had was Santana Garrett goes one-on-one with Mia Yim, and Mia Yim wins the match in the minute 14, but she doesn't get a chance to celebrate because Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae comes out. They start to get a little bit into Mia Yim's business. LeRae jumps her, and it looked like it was going to be a 2-on-1 situation. And then, boy, you're going and messed up. Johnny, do you know who Mia Yim is dating right now? If you didn't know, now we all know. Bask in the glory of the North American champion. That's right. Keith Lee walks out. He chases him out of there to save his girl. And yes, it is true. Mia Yim and Keith Lee are an item in real life, for real. And oh boy, oh, Mike Bullock, Johnny Gargano might have gone and up and done it now. He just messed with it. I understand why Candice LeRae would do that. And I understand Johnny's being a good husband by helping Candice. But you mess with the wrong girl because now boyfriend's back and he's a little angry right now.
Well, Fletch, I think we could just simply say Keith Lee is coming for Johnny Gargano's ass.
Yup.
And I know where it's going to happen. Takeover in your house for the North American Championship. Keith Lee was like, you want to try to mess with my girl? You just made this personal. I don't appreciate the Johnny Gargano way of NXT of how him and his wife Candice LeRae envision it. So Keith Lee's like, I'm gonna defend not only my girlfriend but what NXT really stands for, and you're not gonna take down what NXT is all about. So all I can say, Johnny Gargano, you got an ass kicking coming your way at Takeover in your house. D.D. Woodson, it's yours.
I think we can tell which Gargano wears the pants in the family. And I don't think it's Johnny.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, they crossed the line. Definitely, they've crossed that personal line, and Keith Lee had every reason, and nothing that would hold him back to keep him from going out there and taking care of business and doing what we've all mentioned that we would do in that situation. You would take care of your significant other, and her being his girlfriend, he's going to take care of her, and he's not going to let some butt kicker like kisser like Johnny Gargano to go out there and mess with his girl, all because Johnny is worshiping his wife at the moment. So yeah, I can definitely see this leading up to a match. And as far as the match, yeah, it was an NR, but this after stuff, this was pretty good. I can see it setting up either for a mixed tag or for two separate matches between Mia and Candice and Johnny and Keith Lee. So, and I got nothing else to really say, so it's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, no, that was actually really well done. This was a really good segment, to say the very least, and I really enjoyed it. So, Anthony Florio, come on in. Give me your thoughts quickly. The match itself was an NA, but the after made the segment amazing.
As always, Santana Garrett is only around to lose to major stars. She's a jobber to the stars. That's all she is. Much to the chagrin of Matt Ward, who, as we all know, is
Oh, he worships the ground she walks on.
yeah,
Worships her.
and I bet he's not too pleased about how she's being used right now. But
Mm.
you never know. But for right now, she's a jobber to the stars. Sorry, Ward. But anyways, and she did barely anything in the bout. So, but it did give Mia Yim some momentum. But this segment would have worked the same if it was all about Yim and LeRae. Yim versus LeRae and Gargano versus Lee, maybe for the North American Championship, both have major potential. They could fill out the Takeover in Your House card, and it is difficult to say which match would steal the show. These matches could make multiple stars by the end of the show. So, and yes, I have a feeling we could get a mixed tag, couple versus couple, the dating couple, Mia Yim and Keith Lee, versus the married couple with Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae. So that would be hella interesting. So nothing more to say. Let's move on. And Michael Bullock has left the building for the night.
Yep, I just saw that. All right, quickly, we're gonna go Roderick Strong versus Dexter Loomis. Roderick Strong wins the match. No time. Sorry, guys, don't have the time for this one. So, Dee Dee, it's all yours.
Well, I'll give it about 2.5 stars. I didn't think it was, as great as what we've been seeing with the cruiserweights, but it was still pretty good. So I'm not going to say too much more. It's yours.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I'm also gonna say that this was a two. I'm gonna say about 2.5 stars. I thought this was a solid fight. Really nothing more to add. Anthony, go.
Yep. This was Roderick Strong and Dexter Loomis. Loomis shined against a superior opponent, finally working off a rival who pushed him. The storytelling on display showed the depths of his character. He enjoys pain and he does not stop. Strong escaped with a win, but Loomis got him in the end. This segment also continued to develop the rivalry of Cole versus Dream after the NXT champion snuck away with a win against his new rival. Hopefully, round 2 at Takeover in Your House will shine in the way that their first NXT bout did not. And what did you guys rate this?
I said about 2.5.
Yeah, that's about right. So let's just move on.
Next up, we had was Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch. They went up against Everrise. Lorcan and Burch wins the match in a minute and 33. Don't need to talk about that. We're just going to move right along. Kushida versus Drake Maverick. Big fight on this one. Drake Maverick wins the match, wins Group A. It will be Drake Maverick versus El Hijo de Fantasma for the interim cruiserweight title. Oh my God. To think, about a few months ago, Maverick was let go by WWE, because of everything, but it looks like he was furloughed. He is still in the company. He's got the story, and it really has brought the best out of it. Drake Maverick is now 1 win away from becoming the Cruiserweight Champion of the world. This is an awesome storyline for me. I could easily give this another 3.5 stars. Anthony, it's yours.
As the great Lee Corso would say, not so fast, my friend. He's not there yet. You obviously missed something here. Next week on NXT, now here's the thing. We have a 3-way tie. Jake Atlas is 2-1. Drake Maverick is 2-1. And Kushida is 2-1.
Oh.
And William Regal through Byron Saxton. Byron Saxton, acting as the messenger for William Regal, announced that next week, Drake Maverick versus Kushida versus Jake Atlas in a triple threat match on NXT, and whoever wins will face Del Fantasma for the interim NXT Cruiserweight Championship, most very likely at the In Your House event.
At In Your House.
even though that has not been confirmed. But
I think we'll probably say that that's probably going to be where the fight's going to go down. Wow,
as it should.
That I didn't. You know what? I forgot. No, because I forgot Jake Atlas is also 2-1.
Yup.
I forgot he was 2-1. I thought he was out of the. I literally thought this was an eliminator fight. I thought whoever won was gonna win the group. Like in Group Group B, I thought we had a Group A situation. I forgot Atlas is 2-1.
That's right.
So yeah, it's a triple threat.
Yep. Kushida.
But I would have thought.
Yep.
But wait, Atlas. Oh wait, Maverick beat Atlas. No, Atlas beat Maverick. Huh?
He beat Atlas and Nice. Maverick beat Kushida and Nice. Atlas beat Maverick and Nice.
Yeah.
And Kushida beat Nice and Atlas. So it cancels all those.
It cancels each other out. So there is no head to head there.
So hence the triple threat.
So that's why that. Yeah. Okay. Smart booking NXT. Smart booking.
That's our old goodwill ambassador for you.
Yeah. There you go.
That's that brilliant mind of our old goodwill ambassador, Mr. William Regal.
Yeah. So, that smart booking.
Indeed, I agree. But let me get into my thoughts on the bout. This was the fight of the night, by the way. 3.5 stars. After a rushed few weeks, the interim cruiserweight title tournament has stepped up in the home stretch. Drake Maverick's story led to a true triumph. He defeated Kushida, refusing to give up even at the cost of his arm, and he tied for the lead in the tournament. The upcoming triple threat could be great, and anyone could walk out with the victory. Maverick may have signed a new deal with WWE given this booking. That means his underdog story could end with a huge win. If he did not, at least he will go out strong. But I'm going to make the prediction right here and right now, and MF, I want you to put me on the record for this. I'm going with Drake Maverick to continue his underdog story next week.
I agree. I also have Drake Maverick going to the fighting for the title.
Okay. So 3.5 stars, fight of the night. Dee Woodson, are you going to make that unanimous with me and MF on this?
Yep.
All right. With that said, we just move right along, and we got our final fight of the night, which was Io Shirai versus Rhea Ripley. The fight ends in a double. Well, it was an apparent no contest because the Queen showed up and basically laid the boot to both Shirai and Rhea Ripley. Got speared at the end. So, fight gets thrown out. Disappointment in the main event. Even though it was a good match, Anthony, I smelled triple threat for the women's title.
Take over in your house. That's how they should do it.
Oh, man, this card's getting stacked.
Well, we have to wait until that's official, but that's all we can say on that. So, I'm going to give this about 3.25 stars. Call it the second best fight of the night. Are there two women more on top of their games right now than Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley? With Becky Lynch stepping away, Charlotte Flair may be the only one who can match them. This was an excellent match that was a full showcase of the Joshi Judas skill set. NXT's roster can do without the Queen, but the likely triple threat at NXT TakeOver in your house could be special. It will be a night that no one will forget with talent like this on display. So, you book these three for the NXT Women's Championship at the In Your House event. Ooh, in the name of Matt Pomposelli. Oh, this is going to be something really special. Mauro Ranallo may say "Mamma Mia," but if it was me, I would be yelling out "Papa Dia." This is going to be fun. So, nothing more to say. 3.25 stars. Dee Wilson, what do you make of all this?
Well, I'm going to take a word from JR. Slobberknocker. Yeah, this was definitely about 3.25 star match. It was going really great until Charlotte came out. And I agree. We don't need Charlotte over at NXT. These girls know how to do this stuff on their own. Uh, they built it this far after she's left. They can keep on going without Charlotte. Send Charlotte back to Raw. Let's let the girls take care of themselves. So yeah, not much more I'm going to add. It's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, no, this was a great way to close the show. I mean, this was a solid match. This was a good fight. Um, there's really nothing more to add for me. I think this was gonna be, it was fine for what it was worth. I think it was a little disappointing that this is the way that it ended, but could have been a lot more better. But we're not gonna poo-poo too hard. I thought NXT did all right. Nothing too crazy. So. Uh, guys, we're just gonna call it a night here. Didi, what's in? Give us a final thought on NXT.
I thought it was a very well done show. They are definitely trying to build the pay per view through it, and I think they're doing a really good job doing that. Yeah, the matches lackluster, a lot of cutouts, but the cruiserweights did knock it out of the park tonight, and the ladies didn't do that bad either, at least in the main event. So I really don't have a lot of negative to say about it, other than they need to give some of these matches a little more time for us to get into them, so that they're not NAs, no rating matches, and that they're not so freaking short. We don't need more matches than what the time would allow, so that you know give us less matches with more time than more matches with less time. I mean, that's my biggest gripe that I have with WWE that I don't have with AEW. So nothing else I'm gonna say. It's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, I know. Totally agree with what you just said there. I think they could have done a little better with the timing and the pacing of the show. But all in all, I think they did really well. So this was a solid show. Nothing more to say. Anthony, it's yours.
It would seem we've still got a lot to figure out between now and In Your House in a couple of weeks, though we took some steps. Interestingly enough, the least clarity is in the championship picture, where I fully expect the Velveteen Dream may get the win we all thought he was going to get on TV some time ago, now that his real life stuff is sort of disappearing from the public eye, particularly after this week of hard wrestling news. The lack of clarity from the announcers after the Tazawa Fantasma match was tiring, and it's clear that at least someone knew the deal as the rest of the guys other than Fantasma and Group B were grayed out on the graphic after the match. I thought Kushida was going to win the group outright tonight, but he'll have one more obstacle as he heads towards the triple threat next week against Maverick and Atlas. Pretty decent show, very good show, and yeah, it was a mixed bag. I mean, we had 3 good matches, we had a few squash cutout fights, decent fight with Roderick Strong and Loomis. The Maverick stuff was great, and the setup for the Garganos, Lee and Yim, was good. Main event could have had a better finish, but storyline progression at the end of the day, and it was entertaining. So, take over In Your House. We're gonna have to wait and see what they decide to make what makes the final cut. So, it's getting there. We got a couple of weeks, 2 weeks from Sunday. So, get on the ball, guys. So, stack this up like you did in Portland, and we're gonna have something to talk about. So, MF, let's wrap it up. We got a big show coming up on Friday night.
Yeah, we do. And on Friday night we got SmackDown Live, and then we will preview AEW Double or Nothing. And yeah, so we're gonna do that at 10:30 Eastern. And until then, guys, have a good night. So long for now, and we'll see ya. Bye bye.